12 minutes to go in normal time. Liverpool 3-0. Corner taken quickly, Origi!
Hello and welcome to the Redscast podcast, the podcast by the fans and for the fans of Liverpool. We did do a podcast after the what West Ham game? Interrupted for people who do watch it on YouTube, so this is back on YouTube. But if you do listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or anything of iHeart Radio, tune in, anything like that, you still got to hear it. So. Nice one for that. But yeah, we're talking about the Atalanta game, joined as always by Ste, and then building up to the City game tomorrow. It was a good game, wasn't it, Ste, to build up to the City match?
It was. It was a good game for one certain player as well. I'm sure we're going to talk about in a minute.
Yeah, he was. And touching on Atalanta, prior to our game, when we're going into it, it was the game that people feel confident about, but I was worried about, to be honest, because it was only twice this year they've not scored 3 or more goals in a game. They're a really good Italian side. They got to the quarterfinals last year. They're based in a really small town of Bergamo in Italy. So small that the ground didn't even meet UEFA regulations last year, so they had to play in the San Siro.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they played in the San Siro for the Champions League last year, so that's how small they actually are in terms of like a football club. But they are a dark horse. But we absolutely battered them, didn't we?
They didn't cause us a single problem.
Yeah.
I can remember we dominated the game. And I know this year's different because there's no crowd and whatever, but as an away performance in Europe, that's as good as you're going to get, I reckon.
Easily. I mean, obviously Jota did steal the show, but there's one player I want to touch on first, and that's Curtis Jones. He got his full 90 minutes against Atalanta, 90 minutes in the Champions League, massive for him. Obviously, he got 45 against Ajax. Mm-hmm. It was... Jota overshadows everyone.
Well, he got the hat-trick, so it doesn't matter what anyone else does.
But for me, Jones was sharp. He was bright. He looked like he'd been in the midfield for years. He was solid. Yeah. For me, he settled in unbelievably.
And he looks like he's one of Klopp's blue eyes at the minute, doesn't he? He's getting starts ahead of Milner, Chamberlain. You know, they're the two big names that you can see he's getting a start ahead of. And
Chamberlain's still injured. But
okay.
But I mean, there was in that Atalanta game, there was the likes of Keita on the bench, Milner was on the bench, Bobby was on the bench. Mm-hmm. You could have started Bobby in midfield and seen how that went, but instead he started Jones.
Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, it's another one of them that you forget how young he is because of how composed he is when he comes into the team.
He's cocky, but he's a good cocky, isn't he? He knows he's good, and rightfully so. He is well.
It doesn't border on arrogance, does it?
No.
The way he plays, it's just the right amount. And I loved. Was it that game against Atalanta that Klopp made the comment before, or was that the game previous to that? Where someone the interviewer asked, so what are you expecting of Curtis Jones? And he said, I want him to defend like a lion and to attack like a scouser, which I loved.
I think that was the West Ham game.
Was it? I mean, that just shows what Klopp thinks of him, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the West Ham game. But I like the fact there's a midfielder and a defender back in the team now, Scousers. It just takes me back to Stevie and Carragher. It's the next generation, isn't it, Stevie and Carragher, and it's...
Hopefully, and long may it continue.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And also, before we do touch on the man of the moment, Reece Williams.
Again, another young lad, and he didn't look out of place at all. I've seen a few people. I mean, obviously, it's a bit of a a bit of a like tongue in cheek, saying Van Dijk Mark II about him. Like he's nowhere near that level. Like that's he's nowhere near that level. But again, a really really strong performance from a young kid.
He's sort of like the Champions League defender, isn't he? Because obviously Nat Phillips isn't in the Champions League squad because we probably thought that he was going.
He was on his way out, wasn't he?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Obviously, we'll touch on who will start against City, who we think will start later on in the podcast. But it's remarkable, really, how comfortable Reece Williams was, considering last year he was playing non-league with Kidderminster Harriers, and then he's starting a Champions League group game against Atalanta, who are free scoring. They're not an easy team. Like people will probably watch that game and think Atalanta aren't actually as good as they really are.
I think that it was a bit of we didn't let them play their game, and
I think it's criminal to attack Liverpool. It's the worst thing you can do. Their style of play, coming at Liverpool, leaving space open, attacking. Like they leave the whole middle of the park. If you watch it back, they leave the whole middle of the field. They're not bothered. Liverpool dominates in the middle, and Atalanta like to run it through the channels and down the wings and stuff. And the middle of the park's just empty. And doing that against Liverpool's criminal, especially when
if you look at the way they actually played, they weren't that. They weren't that gung ho attacking against us. They seemed to sit back a bit. And in my opinion, if I was an Atalanta fan, I'd be saying, why didn't we go and attack? I mean, yeah, you're going to concede goals, but they concede the goals anyway.
True, but I don't know if they know how to play defensively. I mean,
so why did they try?
Because, I mean, it's no sort. Remember Martin Skirtle? He went there, didn't he? And then he left after like a month because he wanted to. Yeah, they wanted to play for you at the back, and he doesn't want to play in that system. That's why he went to Istanbul, Başakşehir. Who, by the way, up there, told you a good
yeah, you did, yeah. And speaking about Martin Skirtle, like, I always knew he looked like a psychopath, but for a guy who can grow a full head of hair like that, to purposely skin his head for that many years, what an absolute psychopath.
I love Martin Skirtle, though. I do love him. I'm sure. Didn't he make a comment about Liverpool, though, after they won?
Probably. I didn't.
I'm sure Liverpool about like winning. It's always good to win against United. But anyway, back to the Champions League. We had 56.5% of the possession. One stat that I really liked, though, was we had 15 shots and 12 of them was on target. And that shows, because when you go back to games like Sheffield United, 17 shots, 5 on target.
Yeah.
Shocking. Ajax, 16 shots, and we had like, I think it was 4 on target. Like to get 12 shots on target was a massive improvement, which brings us on to Diogo Jota.
Yes.
He contributed massively to them shots on target.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I don't want this to sound too sort of negative on Bobby, because I love Bobby Firmino.
Yeah.
But you've got to play the man in form, and Diogo Jota is the man in form.
You're right. We'll touch on the City game in a bit because this will be an interesting debate. But focusing on Jota in terms of the Atalanta game, it was the Jota show for the whole game. I mean, he had an hat-trick in 54 minutes. He come off in the 65th minute and had an hat-trick.
Yeah, it was nice to see, wasn't it? And you text me, I thought it was later that night or the next day, saying it took you back to memories of Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
The sharpness and the finishing, and
it was that dink. Yeah. Like one of the Torres, that finish Torres always used to do, where he'd just run through and he'd just dink the keeper, and it was like he was famous for it, but he wasn't. It wasn't spoken about enough. When you think about back to all his finishes, the amount of times Torres loved the little dink.
Yeah, just the outside of the foot as he's running through,
getting behind the defenders. And may I add, he is phenomenal at beating the offside trap. Like I think it was 2 of his goals where he was perfectly onside. Like, it was literally perfect. And to have a striker, so to speak, a winger, whatever he is, you never know.
Forward. He's just a forward, isn't he?
Yeah. Like, they're not right wing, because all Liverpool's front line can play in every position. He's meant to be a left winger, but he started on the right wing against Atalanta, technically, because they did originally start with Salah down the middle, but he swapped. So he can play everywhere. But he was just unbeatable at times, and the fact that he can make them runs like, behind the defender, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
It's
football.
good to see, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
you say we're always going to compare him to Firmino because he's coming in this place. Firmino doesn't do that because that's not his game.
Yeah.
So we're only used to seeing Salah and Mane doing that. But when you see the other guy doing it, it excites you, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. But I mean, like when Bobby came on, obviously he didn't get a goal, but he did look sharp. And let's not forget, Bobby scored against Sheffield United, was it?
Yeah.
So it's not like Bobby actually he hasn't been terrible this year, and Klopp shut a lot of doubters up in his press conference, didn't he, the other day post City game, and was saying, if people don't understand how important Bobby is, I give up. And I still,
like as you said, we wouldn't be in the Champions League if it weren't for him.
But with Jota, I do think Bobby should be worried because I think Jota offers just that little bit more.
Yeah, he does. He's a different type of player, and he at the moment he's more effective than Firmino. And
I mean, you could play them both if you still play the 4-2-3-1 that we've out. You could still get them both in the team, and you've dropped one of the midfielders, which isn't the end of the world because Fabinho now needs to probably cover centre back. Obviously, he's out at the minute. We're back probably after the international break, but with him covering centre back, ultimately, if you replace one of the midfielders, you've still got if you have Thiago and Hendo or Thiago and Gini, which is what I would like to see. Behind this 3-1, I think that system would work because then you can have Bobby and Jota playing. But it's also good to alternate. Teams don't know what to expect. They don't know if they're training all week to mark Bobby, who's going to drag them onto position, or if they're training all week to mark Jota, who can just run behind them. So it's different, isn't it? It's adding that.
It's an extra dimension, isn't it? An extra problem for the opposition to worry about.
Gomez as well. I think he'll probably go under the radar as well. I don't know why, but it was another solid game from him. And I think since Van Dijk has been injured, give Gomez his due. He's stepped up. He has been a senior centre back. Even when Fabinho was there, he's looked sharp. He knows like it's him. He's the main one now.
Yeah. A lot. To be honest with you, I think everyone's performance went under the radar because of Jota. They all did well. It was a fantastic away European performance, and the fact that Jota shone so bright just meant the others like not ignored because obviously we all know they played well, but I think it's sort of gone under the radar of how good the rest of them were.
Yeah. Did you watch the? I watched it without. I don't know how you get the crowd noise on. On BT.
No crowd noise when I was watching it.
Yeah, but I mean, did you watch? I picked up on Hendo just by watching it anyway. But then LFC TV's now done like a compilation of Hendo controlling the game while he's on the pitch. I've just seen it though, like he is a perfect captain. He
so vocal, I know that.
Yeah, he's passing every ball, like he's shouting like, "Go on, Curtis, lad, win it, lad, brilliant, lad, brilliant." Like, and saying it to Robbo, like, "Yes, Robbo," and he's managing the game on the pitch, and that's what you want your captain to do. And I think when there's crowds in, that's something people don't notice about Henderson, how much he does probably control the team. Like Liverpool play so much better with Jordan Henderson in the team, don't they?
Yeah. It's not even just about controlling the game. It's about that thing that you were saying about the shouting, yes lad, come on, like geeing up his teammates. Like it's brilliant.
I just want to touch on Genie. I think we should just offer that man whatever it is he wants. He's too good. He's too like.
What if he wants is to leave?
We are going to lose Wijnaldum for nothing next summer.
What if that's what he wants?
He's a £100 million footballer, and I'm not bothered what people say. He's 29. He's world class.
He's a Premier League winner. He's a European Cup winner. He's a World Club Cup winner. That's all you've got to say. On top of being an amazing footballer.
World Cup winner because the Dutch are going to win the World Cup.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Got the Euros first, haven't we?
Yeah, they'll do that as well. Honestly, they got big Verge at the back. They got a strong team at Holland.
You want to throw some money on that now?
They've got Van
Holland
Dijk
to do the European and the World Cup double. That'd be worth a few bob that.
It's the centre halves. It's pure solid. They've got good.
Van Dijk, you don't know what he's going to come back like.
Don't say this to me, Steve. He's not gonna. He's gonna come back better.
I hope so. We got some miracle doctors like.
when little Virgil was sick, right? He come back. He's better now than he ever was.
Yeah, back stronger.
Yeah, back stronger. I mean, I can't even think what was wrong with him. Oh, he was throwing up. He doesn't throw up really anymore. So, an ACL's not compared to that.
Little ACL, nothing to do with a sock in the throat, is it?
But yeah, it was about time we turned the team over, weren't it?
Yeah.
We've been waiting for it all season to just go to a team and just show them what we're about.
Yeah, because we've had a few performances where we just sort of eked it and just done enough to get through the game. But that was that was like stamping our authority on the game to change.
It allows us to rest players for the rest of the Champions League in a sense, because Ajax won Midtjylland, so I think so we're
5 points clear.
Yeah, we're on 9. Atalanta's on 6.
No, they're on 4, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Atalanta and Ajax are both on 4 points, so we've got 5 points on both of them.
Midtjylland on 2.
Yeah, must be.
Or 1.
No, I don't think they've got any points, Midtjylland.
Oh yeah, because Ajax and Atalanta drew, didn't they?
And they both beat Midtjylland.
When we play Midtjylland away, I think we can. That's probably the hardest one.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, we can only use the players that are in the Champions League squad, so that limits it a little bit.
Yeah.
I still think we can play a lot of the backup players. He'll make quite a few changes for that.
I think there's still kids in the Champions League squad, you know.
Right, okay.
I'm sure. I'm sure there is. I mean, once you get through this, you can re-register your squad in January, and obviously there'll be a new centre half and that. Then, so I'm confident this year in the Champions League. You know, there's even Bayern Munich. They haven't been free scoring. They've conceded goals and that. I'm sure they only won 2-1 in the last game. So they haven't been the Bayern Munich that you'd expect. So the Champions League, I'm confident in.
Yeah, I think we're going to be one of the favourites for sure. And I think when we spoke about it a couple of weeks back, and I think Bayern Munich was the only one that I said that I can think of that may cause us a problem. And as you said, since we spoke about it, they've not exactly set the world on fire in the Bundesliga, have they?
No, haven't even beat as well. I'm not the joint top with Dortmund. Sure, they've dropped points. They've both dropped points along the way.
Possibly, I think they just battered someone about 8-0 or something when we were talking about it last.
Yeah.
But since then, I think they've just ticked along pretty much as we have.
The shows with Ajax, done it? Like, I know they won against Midtjylland, but they had 12 players out with COVID. So anything can happen in this year, like with what's going on. Teams could just rock up when the players got COVID now, and you just don't know. Like, it happens to any team really, but it's just bizarre because there's going to be an international break and players are flying across the world and there's a lockdown.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with the last one, and I can't believe there's going to be another one. It's needless risk, isn't it?
Well, I know there are these athletes and they're continuing to play in the Premier League, which is all fine. But even like the Champions League, they're flying, which is such half needless. But they're not in the Liverpool players are leaving the Liverpool bubble to go and play during another bubble where there's multiple players. I'm sure didn't a few players come back with COVID? Not for Liverpool. Didn't a few England players end up having COVID after the last one?
Keita did when he went away international.
Oh yeah, he hasn't really played since it, has he?
No. I mean, I remember he tested positive and then he got a test a couple of days later and it was negative. So they're saying the first one was a false positive and that. But
my worry is Jota. Like, he's going to Portugal and Ronaldo's COVID-ridden. He's had it twice, hasn't he?
So they say. Let's not get into COVID again because I'll start looking like a bloody tinfoil hat.
I mean, it is ridiculous, but They've got like Klopp and that crying out for people to go and get tested. So I feel like not many people have actually went and got tested in the mass screening. They're horrible though. We've had one, haven't we? They're disgusting. I hate.
They're not nice. They're not nice.
Until
I'm sure getting COVID isn't nice either. But let's not go down that road.
Moving on then to the big one. Would you say?
Man City, yeah, absolutely. That's the biggest game of the season.
Is it?
I think so. Obviously, you've got your old school rivalries like the Derby and Man United and all that, but when it comes to like competition for the league, I would say probably certainly over like recent history. They're the biggest rival.
Like they're the biggest rival, but I wouldn't say biggest game of the season. That Everton for me, it'll always be Everton, even over United. And United are nobody anymore either, are they? But you just know they've just beat Everton. To be fair, fair enough against us because that's what United do. But Everton, biggest game of the season, but City is a big one. I suppose a positivism. They're out without Aguero, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know what's up with him. He hasn't been there for a few weeks, has he?
It's just been a bit mad because didn't Pep come out and say about him that like if he wants a new contract, he's got to earn it. How does one of City's best ever players got to earn a new contract? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's older now.
Something going on in the background, you would imagine, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Pep will stay. I think he's brushed off that he's going to Barca, but I don't think he'll go in a managerial role. I think he'll go on like a director of football or something. I do think he'll return, just because I just don't think he'll do anything at City this year. Let's not forget, last year they only won the League Cup and the Community Shield.
Yeah.
It was a poor season from them, really, and they haven't started this year great either. They haven't looked. I'm not worried. If I'm not
maybe we should be worried about Southampton. We've seen the league table now.
Yeah, they were top, weren't they, last night?
Yeah.
Because Newcastle haven't played yet, have they? I mean,
Newcastle played last night.
That's who Southampton played, weren't
they? Yeah, they were top this morning anyway. They were level with us, but better goal difference.
We'll be top again tomorrow.
Have you seen that VAR decision, that offside against Leeds today?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
That's an absolute joke. For anyone who hasn't seen it, like basically that Bamford is pointing where he wants the ball ahead of him. And both feet are like on the floor. They must be a yard behind the defender, mustn't he? And he's leaning and he's pointed. He stuck his left arm or whatever out in front of him, pointed where he wanted the ball as the ball's being played. And they've took his armpit as offside. Now you've got to go. If you haven't seen it, it's out there on Twitter and whatever. But it's just unbelievable. I would be raging if that went against us. In fact, we had one against Everton, didn't we? Two against Everton. That was pretty similar, but I think this one is even worse for me. I don't know whether you'd be able to get the picture and stick it on now, Matty, for anyone watching on YouTube, whether you get away with that. I don't know. But
yeah, I'll be able to stick it on.
Yeah, I've got a picture of it. I'll send it in. You can throw it on at this point if it doesn't break any sort of YouTube rules or whatever. But
it's going everywhere. It's terrible.
It's scandalous.
You've seen currently Palace are winning Leeds 4-1.
That's the game. Yeah, it's in that game. Yeah.
Mad, innit? 4-1.
Yeah.
With City, everyone's saying they've had a bad start to the season. They've played 6, won 3, drew 2, lost 1.
Not great, is it, from their point of view?
From their high standards, no. They drew against West Ham, which, by the way, me and you both had them in our bottom 3 for this season.
Yeah, no, they're flying, aren't they?
Yeah, they're flying. They drew against West Ham. I'm trying to think who beat them. They drew against Leeds. Who beat
them?
Leicester beat them 5-2.
Oh, yeah, they were shambles that day, weren't they?
Yeah, so they've dropped points at Leicester. Fair, Leicester are probably challenges as well. But you've dropped points at Leeds and West Ham, which is what you wouldn't expect from City. What are we expecting tomorrow? In my eyes, they've done where they didn't replace Company until this season. They've now not replaced David Silva.
Mm-hmm.
But half have got a replacement in Foden in a sense of he's good enough.
Not
but
quite there, is he?
Yeah.
Not quite. He's almost, and he's got the potential to be. But he's just, I mean, look, there's not many players in world football who are David Silva. Let's be honest. So, you know, the big boots to fill.
Chelsea at the top of the league.
Yeah.
It's where David Silva is.
There you go. The difference one little guy can make.
Yeah. It's mad.
It's always going to, it's same with Company.
Wasn't he close to being a Liverpool player when we had Rafa? David Silva.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. Could be right. I don't know.
They haven't really replaced Company.
Which, by the way, one of the best defenders I've ever seen. And how do you replace him?
Well, they've tried to replace him with Ake, which you replaced him with a centre half who conceded, what was it? Did Bournemouth concede about 70 goals last year?
Yeah, they conceded quite a few goals, and he was in a crap team, to be fair.
Yeah, but look, like Aaron Ramsdale, like Sheffield United, when spent 27 million on him. Yeah, he's young, but he's terrible. He's conceded 70 goals last year. Ake's 29. He's not the answer to the.
Really?
Yeah, he's not young. Ake, he looks it, but he's not.
Wow, that surprised me. I thought he was in his early to mid 20s.
No, he doesn't go in Holland either, does he? Well, he will now because Van Dijk's injured, but it's De Ligt and Van Dijk, so.
Yeah.
He's not even a Dutch international. Considering City's pull of who he could get.
I'm sure he's played for Holland. I'm sure I watched the Holland game recently where he played.
But I think the main partnership's De Ligt and Van Dijk.
No, I think they played him left back.
Maybe.
I'm sure Holland played him at left back.
Maybe.
But I mean, even still, they spent quite a bit bringing him in, didn't they?
Bournemouth.
And I didn't think he was that old. That's such a risk, then, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sure he's 29. I'm sure he's not as young as people.
I assumed he was 24, something like that.
No, he's 25. Sorry. He played for Chelsea. Did you know that?
No. Was he in their youth setup or something, or he actually played for the first team?
Oh my God. He's been about then, isn't it? No royalties.
Mercenary.
He played 7 times. Chelsea got him in 2011 for the youth setup from Feyenoord, and then he played at Chelsea till 2017. They loaned him out to Reading and Watford and Bournemouth, and then Bournemouth bought him in 2017.
Got a short memory on that one then.
Yeah, he played for 7 times for Chelsea.
Probably loads of people going, yeah, you're idiots, of course. I just don't remember it.
He's only played 18 times for Holland.
Right, okay.
Played for Watford though as well, and Reading. Don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of them players that you don't pay any attention to, do you? Because he's not of any interest to you.
In the Chelsea team when the era of De Bruyne and Salah and that, where they just palmed off anyone who wasn't world class there and then.
Yeah.
Because that's when they lost the marbles, right? When it went and bought Shevchenko and that and tried.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, looking at City then, it worries me more if they play Ferran Torres up front than Jesus, I think.
Yeah, that Ferran Torres, from what I've seen, he's good at playing off the last man, isn't he? Off the shoulder and getting in behind. With our defensive injuries, that is a bit of a worry.
Well, apparently, Matip's back.
Who?
Matip.
I wouldn't throw him in, yeah. Not against City. And I love Matip. He's normally first name on my team. I will probably play Phillips.
Over Matip?
Over Matip. Because he'll have his tail up after his man of the match performance last week. I thought he was brilliant. He was I don't see any reason to drop him. I think the only reason he got dropped midweek is because he's not on the squad.
Interesting. I mean, I do think they'll probably target us in terms of like pinging balls up because we haven't got Van Dijk, so it would make sense.
That's why I would play him. We'll get onto the team in a bit, won't we?
Yeah. Their main threats: Sterling, Bernardo. But then he hasn't been.
Bruno's injured, isn't he?
Yeah, De Bruyne's out. But then
So they're more technical and they'll be playing. They're not going to be playing too many long balls, but
missing De Bruyne and Aguero is good news.
For us, certainly. Yeah.
I mean, Klopp's ruled Thiago out, but we've seen videos of him in training, so...
We've seen a video of him training. We don't know when it's from. I'm always suspicious about stuff like that, because that could have been from weeks ago.
I hope it's mind games and you just see Thiago on the team sheet tomorrow, you know.
Oh, that would... You don't know what that would do to me inside if that was the truth. I'd have special little feelings if Thiago played tomorrow.
It'd be perfect. Him on the. I mean, I'd love to see Thiago play when De Bruyne plays, though, because it'll just be like one of the best games of football you'd watch. Seeing Thiago and De Bruyne up against each other, world class passes of the ball, world class dribbles of the ball, like unbelievable. We'll start on the teams now. Then, what are you hoping to see? What formation first do you reckon we'll go with?
I think it'll be 4-3-3. I think it'll be quite similar to midweek. As in, I think Bobby will still be on the bench. I think I'll go. So we'll start with Alisson in goal. Trent, Gomez, Phillips, Robertson, Henderson. Do you know what? I'm going to go with the same, other than the Phillips in for Williams, I'm going to go with the same team. I'll go, it was Henderson, Genie, Curtis, wasn't it?
Yeah, Genie and Curtis Henderson, Genie, Curtis have started the last 2 games.
Yeah, so I'll go Henderson, Genie, Curtis, and then it'll be Mane, Salah, Jota. I think unless he brings, is Keita nearly ready? Was Keita on the bench?
Come on, didn't he? Come on.
Yeah.
Third.
I think it's 50-50 between Curtis and Keita, but I'm going to go with Curtis, I think.
Interesting. I think we'll go Alisson, Trent, Matip, Gomez, Robbo, Hendo, Milner.
Really?
Mane, Bobby, Salah, Jota.
That'd be interesting.
It's 4-2-3-1. So then Hendo and Milner. Hendo has got the license to go forward a little bit if he needs to, if the game allows him to go press forward, because Milner can act as a defender. He's played left back and others. And then
you start Milner ahead of Genie, in that formation.
Yeah, I think Milner's better probably because as a 4-2-3-1, you want Hendo and Milner to be severely holding, like ultimately defenders. And when Genie played in that 4-2-3-1 with Hendo, he just didn't know what to do. Neither did Hendo, to be fair. He didn't know how much he could press forward because he didn't know how. He didn't want to leave us too exposed at the back. And I think we'll do 4-2-3-1 so Klopp can add that extra layer of cover on defence because it's City.
I would agree with you, except against City. I don't think Milner can handle what's coming at him from City because they're short, sharp passing, the quick, the technical. The last couple of times I've seen him play, I've just looked at him and thought,
do you know what?
I love you, but but you know you've had it now.
Sometimes I've just come to me. We might potentially see Hendo centre back with Gomez
against City.
That because I think he's gonna think like they're gonna plan for the kids all week, and I just think that he might shock us.
It'd definitely throw a spanner in the works, I think, for City because they wouldn't be expecting it. I wouldn't expect it.
Or Robbo and then play Simicas left back.
I think against City, all this, it's just too much of a risk for me. I think the City's not the game to be messing about with experiments like that. If you're going to do that, do it against rubbish teams like Everton.
Wouldn't you rather play Hendo or Robbo at centre-back than one of the kids, though, against City?
No. I would rather play a central defender in central defence against City. Because they used to play in there. Whether they're as technically good a player or as experienced or whatever, you want a player playing in his position against City.
Yeah, that Phillips did have a good game against West Ham, but it's, in all due respect, you're going up against Manchester City, you're not going up against West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what worries.
They haven't really got any, they're not going to be playing any long balls, so I think there's probably a shot for Phillips, for Reece Williams then.
Hendo played centre-back in the Club World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah. Look, who are we to say? We ain't Jäger, are we?
I think if Thiago was fit, Hendo would probably play centre-back. I think if he plays 4-3-3, though, if he does play 4-3-3, I think he'll start Firmino over Jota.
Might do, because he's got a lot of love for Bobby, as we all have.
Because it's City, I think he'll just have that faith in Bobby more.
Just watch him absolutely cabbage all our heads and play Minamino.
Nah, I don't think he's...
No, I don't. I just think it'll be hysterical. Just watch Ashley have an absolute heart attack.
I don't think he's ready. Minamino, I don't think he'll ever be ready.
I think it's time. He's had enough time. Anyway.
Say that, he'll come on tomorrow and score it.
Listen, if he comes on and scores the winner, great. He can get on the bench next week as well.
What do you expect then? Do you expect are we expecting a free scoring game, or are you expecting it more tactical, like a 1-0?
Yeah, tactical. Probably close game, 1-0, 2-1, something like that. Be a close one. For us, obviously.
Still, we're notorious against City to have good scoring games. Because I think they're going to come at us expecting, like, let's go for them because they haven't got Van Dijk and we're just going to pick them off and just dominate.
I would hope so.
They're going to keep pressing and we're just going to keep picking them off. Just keep scoring.
I would like that a lot. I really would like that a lot.
If Leicester can put 5 past them, what can Liverpool put past them? That's what we should be saying in the dressing room.
Yeah.
I
mean, they had a really, really poor game that day. So if they have a poor game, then God knows what's going to happen. Because if we play like we played midweek and they play like they played against Leicester, it could be a cricket score.
Who did they play midweek?
City.
Yeah.
They played. Go on.
Trying to see. I know they won. I just want to see.
Because didn't that Ferran Torres score?
Oh yeah, they played Olympiacos, won 3-0. They were at home. I thought they might have travelled. They haven't. They've been at home. I mean, we've only been to Italy, but they've been at home, and they played Tuesday like us. So they've had the same amount. They would have had a recovery day when we've had a recovery day. We would have flown the same day, so we've ultimately both had the same amount of time to prepare. Nothing else in the distractions because it's international break. It's always interesting with Klopp on before international duty because it seems like he just gives them the players that little bit more like he's not asked if they get it.
Yeah.
Because it's the internationals doesn't really give a fuck about them.
I know. Well, I'm hoping for a win. I don't give a toss if it's 5-0 or 2-1 or 1-0 or whatever. But as long as we beat them, I'll be happy.
I'd like a win more now so we can go. There'll be 6 clear of Everton. Yeah.
Yeah, I think is it 9 clear of City if we beat them?
Yeah. 8. But I'm like, even though I know Everton weren't going to challenge us, I just like to be 6 points ahead of them just so they shut up.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. I didn't watch the game, but they're all moaning already. It's funny. Like, do you know what I hope they do? I hope they get top 4 this year. I like to see the City and Merseyside back on the map, and they're letting us down. They've been letting us down for 25 years. You need to pull the weight a little bit and start winning some stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Like
We've let them win the League Cup this year. We got knocked out for them, so you've got to win.
Come on, step up, Blues.
FA Cup pending. Here's where they get Marine in the second round or third round.
Are they still winning 1-0, are they?
No, I'll check.
I've been watching that on BBC then.
I hope they are still winning. Oh, no, it's 1-1.
Oh, no way. I'm at you to get... They're not going to even... Me and the lads go to watch Marine sometimes. I was hoping to get in.
Yeah, well, I think they're not getting... They've been banned playing footy, haven't they? They aren't classed as elite. They've only got to play this today because it's against Colchester. Because Colchester are elite, Marine aren't classed as Marine Club, their division.
No way.
Yeah, so they're not playing until December. It was on Sky Sports, you were
Oh, if they get through, they're not getting past the next round, and if they're not playing before then, are they?
Well, they're just all training for that game, aren't they? So, I mean, they probably get games like Liverpool's under 23s. They're probably going to give them a game and that just to keep them fit and that. They'd get games. So, but yeah, tomorrow, what do you think the score will be then?
I'm gonna stick with what I said. I think 2-1. 2-1.
I'm gonna go 3-0.
Okay, I always like your predictions better than mine.
Who do you reckon's going to score?
2 for Jota.
I reckon we're going to see a Salah masterclass tomorrow.
Also, that'd be nice, yeah.
I reckon Salah's going to get 2 and Jota's going to get 1. Or Salah will get 1 and Bobby will get 1 and Jota will get 1.
I'll take that. I'll take any combination of goal scorers if we're winning 3-0. I don't care.
I think we'll get a clean sheet. Like haven't we had 5 since Van Dijk's been in house? Sure. Sure, we've had like 5. Well, I don't know. I can't remember. But we conceded against Sheffield United. I think that was the last time, weren't it? We had 3 clean sheets in the Champions League. I know that. Yeah. I'm not worried for the rest of the season. As long as we get through this month and next month, we'll buy someone in January. We've been linked with the Schalke centre back. We've been linked with Upamecano from Leipzig. And that's when I get
any defender in Germany been linked with that David Alaba, haven't we?
Yeah, I was gonna get your thoughts on that. It'd be a pre-contract though, so we'd get him at the end of the season.
Yeah,
he can play left back, centre back, left mid, centre mid, CDM.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a manager's dream, isn't he? And on top of that, he's an athlete and he's a good footy player.
I think we'd get him. I think Klopp would like that. I think if Gini goes 100,000,000%, we're getting him because of his versatility. Yeah, we'll get him as more of a centre mid. But imagine Thiago in him.
Yeah, he'd be in place of Milner, wouldn't he? You look at the versatility. Milner,
yeah, I think Milner might retire this year and go on to our coach and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm more excited about the Haaland rumours, to be honest, about where the Red Bull Salzburg transfer fella has said he will land at Liverpool. Obviously he knows stuff, doesn't he? He's great.
Yeah, I mean, Haaland must want to come to Liverpool because at the minute.
To Liverpool though.
What's that?
Who wouldn't?
That's what I was going to say. What professional footballer would not want to come to Liverpool at the moment?
To work under Klopp, it's like probably a dream of players, isn't it? To get to
them and... You're coming to a team who's winning things with arguably the best manager in the world. Other than probably a few Everton players or ex-Everton players with some loyalty to the club, same with Man United, there might be a handful who would say, I'm never going to Liverpool, but the rest of the players in the world, who wouldn't want to at the minute?
I mean, I'd take Haaland, David Alaba and Mbappe in the summer.
Yeah, that'd do, wouldn't it? That'd beat any summer under Hodgson.
Joe Cole, Danny Wilson and that.
That's the one, yeah. That's a meme waiting to happen. Now, if that comes in this summer, that's a meme waiting to happen. Just them signings and me signings.
I just think if we get Haaland, we don't get... Are we really going to do Dortmund and get Sancho and Haaland in 1 year off them?
Imagine.
I think I'd rather Sancho than Mbappe, though.
I'm torn on that one. I don't know. I think
Sancho could become more than Mbappe under Klopp. Then Mbappe had come in as the superstar where Sancho's coming in as a kid still. Although he's a superstar, he's a kid. He's coming into a Liverpool team. Sancho's a superstar, but he's won nothing. He's coming into a Liverpool team that's won everything. So he's still a kid then. Where Mbappe,
to the extent,
Mbappe's coming in. He's a world champion. He's won the World Cup. He is a superstar. So I just feel like Klopp could do probably more with. I mean, he could do remarkable things with the two of them, but I think who would get the most out of Klopp? I think it'd be Sancho.
I think probably if you give the option to Klopp, he would probably pick Sancho. But if you give the option to the board, they would pick Mbappe 10 times out of 10, just for his commercial.
Yeah. Especially with Nike, because we're getting like obviously revenue on everything bought purchased with the Nike logo on now, aren't we? So
the money Mbappe are bringing in, like the board would just see dollar signs.
Well, didn't we sell more kits than they expected when the Nike ones first came out?
I don't know. I thought it was less.
No, I'm sure we beat our target. I smashed the target.
Okay.
But obviously the club get money, don't they, off
for every shirt sale and all that, they get a whatever percent, isn't it?
Yeah, so
bring it on. Whatever, yeah. I'll take either. I'll take neither if it means getting, the next superstar, whatever.
I just hope the fans come back in, because if there's no fans, I don't see us. I mean, if at the end of the season fans are allowed in from next year, I think we'd buy big because we know the money's coming. But if there's still uncertainty on fans, I don't think we'll buy at all. I don't think we'll sell. There's too much.
I'll tell you what probably helped the shirt sales was fans not coming to the game, because that extra cash that they will be spending on season tickets, days out to the match, whatever. They've got that cash there, so they're like, I'll buy the extra top then.
Yeah, that green kit. Every kid in Liverpool's got that green kit. You always see that.
Yeah. See, my favourite one's the black one. I love the black one.
I like the home one. I always like the home ones, me. I just like the red. I just like us in red. I don't like us any other colour but red. It should just be red.
Not a fan of the collar though on that red one. That weird back.
That's just Mike's thing this year, innit? Yeah. I'm not a massive fan on it. But I like the colour red on it because it's like a darker red than usual.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
Last year's red one I loved. That was like a real deep sort of classic red one.
I don't think he'll beat last year's kit. Just because the memories are tied to it now, aren't they? So
yeah.
Last year's kit's special. But yeah.
20 years time they'll be selling that as like the way they're selling the classic kits now, won't they?
Yeah. That's the kit, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice one as always, Steve. Hopefully either of our predictions are right tomorrow. Just a win, do.
Yeah. I'll take either, yeah. If you want to put your predictions in the comments, we'll have a look at them before the game.
Yeah, nice one for everyone listening. If you are watching on YouTube, leave a like, rate, and subscribe. Press the notification bell so you get notified every single time we upload. If you're watching on Spotify, or listening on Spotify, should I say, you can subscribe on that. You can subscribe on Apple. Wherever there's a subscribe button, hit it. But yeah, especially on YouTube, it helps the algorithm. It costs you nothing, takes you 2 seconds, helps us loads. Nice one.
Up the Reds.